What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Shiny Shuriken video, and we are here with Week 11's draft analysis for the SRL. We missed Week 9 on my channel, but make sure you guys go check it out. It's over on, you guessed it, Bishmii, who is here with us today. It's over on his channel. Bishmii, you want to say hi?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for coming out and supporting the channel over on Mac's side. Like he said, we did miss the Week 9, but don't worry, it is on my channel. If you guys want to check the description, we did Weeks 9 and 10 over there, and I'm glad to hop back over on his channel for Week 11.
Yeah. Crazy times, things got hectic, I got behind, and we just slapped them all together, which was awesome. So, let's take a look. Obviously, you guys saw how Week 10 went. We did the Week 10 analysis, like Bishmii said, over on Bishmii's channel, which will be linked up below. Make sure you go check that out. It's right before playoffs, so there's not much change in the power rankings to chat about. We both kind of hung out in our spots, same spots, no movement. And the difference is that one person has clinched a playoff spot and the other has not, so i.e. myself. So heading into Week 11, I definitely need a win.
Right.
And or else I need my other two partners in the playoff race to absolutely get obliterated. So it's a tight race. I do have the benefit for the differential, I believe, and so picking up a win just seals it, and losing by only like 1 or 2, I think, leaves me a chance.
Yeah, and even though you didn't clinch the playoffs, like you said yourself, you're in a great position to either win or you'd have to like get 6-0. And which I think if you're getting 6-0 that close to playoffs, I don't think you deserve being there. But
Thanks.
I don't think that you would let that happen, though.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So we don't got much on the power rankings this week, you guys, so we're going to get right into our Week 11 analysis and start off with Bishmii's side of the battles. So we're going to jump right into Bishmii's here, and I think, let's see, anything else before we hop in?
Not really.
All right,
so heading into this match, I decided to team prep against one of Sen's followers, Cherry Man Cake. And I decided to because I was going up against Blatto. I figured I was going up against him in playoffs, which since I was sealed, he's sealed. So I figured I might see him. So I wanted to get like a different person's preparation, and I let him kind of run the team. We decided to lead Stealth Rocks on Como O if he didn't have a surplus on his team, which he didn't bring. So he leads Rotom Fan, and I was surprised because I've always seen him run Rotom Fan with Screams. He ran that against you, and I believe he ran that against another person. So I was just surprised that he had Will-O-Wisp. It really threw me off, and it kind of hurt my Como being burned there.
Yeah,
honestly. Yeah. Other than that, this Como set was very defensive. So I just wanted to get my Stealth Rocks up. As we can see, like that Air Slash does a lot of damage. And I'm like, yo, what is this Rotom set? Because like I said, I expected him to at least be like Will-O-Wisp, Volt Switch, and then Light Screen and Reflect. So it was just throwing me off at this point.
it's an interesting Rotom set, and I really like it. He's able to put out a lot of damage and do some things. The Como O, just tough lead.
And then look, we even see it has the defog, so it was what is it, utility. I figured that he would maybe have Rabbit Spin on Serena, so I was like even surprised he had defog. This Rotom just threw me off my game. I brought in Gastrodon because I knew his last move had to be Volt Switch at that point, and Gastrodon was just a great stand-in for Rotom. I was max defense this match though. And I get to scare him out into bringing in Mandibuzz because this week I ran like a Tailwind kind of set. and I was looking forward to getting my Tailwind up. So
Yeah.
like here, you see he brings in Serena. I was thinking maybe going for the Ice Beam would have been cool there, but bringing in Panda Buzz to set up my Tailwind here was like also a great move. I want to say like I'm pretty proud of that play at least.
Yeah, it was. That was a nice double out into Mandibuzz. Doubles are always something that are so tough to like commit to. So it's really cool that you made a great prediction and a great movement there.
Yeah. And then here, I definitely wanted to get a Center Scorch because the way my Center Scorch was EV'd was that it would outspeed his entire team under a Tailwind. And after you see me setting it up, I was ready to just bring it in and start like hitting his team for hard. That G-Max Pokemon, the only one that could really stand up to it, I would say is Gengar, but I wasn't running Scald, which would have been huge. But also, team prepping for Blattle's team, the previous champion, he has a Sun team, which I keep referencing this, but yeah, in week 2 against you, that he had that Venusaur Ninetales combination, which I kind of expected him to bring this week. I just bring in Komo-O for a little pivot potential because I figured if he went for the rock move on Mandibuzz, then if I switched in my Center Scorch, that would have been game over.
Yeah.
So here,
I think the Como Osak was probably your best bet.
Right.
Any thoughts on having gone Gastrodon to take the close combat? Were you a very defensive build or not? Or
I want to say I didn't think about going Gastrodon, but like I also say in my video that I definitely underplayed it because I'm so used to like running a especially defensive one. So I wasn't confident bringing it in on a Terrakion. I wasn't sure if he was Choice Banded or like Life Orb. I know that thing could hit very hard, but I should have just trusted in Gastrodon's bulk, honestly,
Yeah.
And like you said, like if I had brought it in there, it keeping the Como alive, just so even though the Tailwind wouldn't have done much for Gastrodon, I think I would have ate the hit way better, and like I would have been able to just throw off a Scald. I might have even been able to bait in his Serena again, and go for like the Ice Beam this time.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
the Center Scorch is a good play. I think you're set up and you're ready to roll. I was just curious if Gastrodon was ever kind of an option, because I don't see you really play it a lot. It's really kind of a wall that you use when you need to kind of pivot around and get some momentum back.
Yeah. And like another thing about Gastrodon is that I had Recover on it, so I shouldn't have been too afraid of like bringing it in to take a hit because I could have always healed it back up, So yeah, I want to say that's definitely something that I would need to learn going into playoffs.
What's the special attack on Center Scorch?
95, I believe, and the attack is 110. Let me just fact check that. So here, we didn't run Scald because we predicted that he would run Sun, and if the Sun was up at this point, Darmanitan would have been obliterated because I was running Charcoal, Fire, Stab, and sadly we weren't running Scald. We had Flamethrower, so I wasn't able to go for it here. But I still wanted big damage. Like I said, even here, you might say, was Gastrodon ever an option? And I want to say it would have definitely been a better move instead of like letting Center Scorch get hit by a rock.
That's a tough one. That's a G-Max getting just wrecked.
Yeah. Like we've seen it against the Gigalith. So we see it again here. Yeah. Center Scorch is getting rocked, literally. Here I bring in now. I believe I was trying to check Darmanitan's speed or something, and I missed where it said your Tailwind petered out. And like I want to say on Game Freak's part. I think here we just had an opportunity to look at the battle effects, see what the terrain's looking like, see what the weather's looking like. Because, I even in other battles, me bringing in my Pelipper when the rain isn't over or I think it's about to end, I think it would be better if you had more.
The remaining
options.
Pokemon, too, I think is a huge one. If I can see what's left over on the opponent's team, it's big.
And you could know who to expect, like, to come in and, like, who's your best option at that point,
Yeah.
Like you said, I wish we had more options when we're picking our Pokemon to switch in. But so I bring in more Pico, assuming my Tailwind is still up, and he just hits me with that U-turn, and I'm like, wait, what just happened? Like I'm genuinely surprised. Like, why is Darmanitan faster than me? If he was Choice Scarfed, he should have been locked into what was it, Rock Slide? Like I was really confused, and it turns out that it was actually my Tailwind petered out. Just a little backtracking. Thunder Scorch's base attack is 115. Base special attack is 90. So it's not bad. That's why I like running the special one. Here I know that Morpeko is +1 speed, and I think I had that habit of like assuming I was Metronome again, and it kind of surprised me that Rotom here.
Oh, snap, that's right. Yeah, you're not Metronome, you're Sash this week.
I was so used to like running Metronome. I'm like, yo, this should KO. But even though, that did do a big hit, I should have
I'm surprised. I'm still surprised it didn't KO. I'm still surprised
I'm not sure if I got a low roll.
Yeah, I feel like you got low rolled there. That's just too bad.
Because I was adamant.
Because at +2 with the +2 in speed with another Order Wheel, I don't know. Did he have? I don't think he had a ground type. He had a rock type Terrakion, but that was it, right?
No, his Terrakion got smoked.
Oh yeah. Well, that's gone.
Yeah, so I think he had Gengar, Darmanitan, Rotom, Serena, and Bronzong.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. I just so would have loved to see another Order Wheel go off.
Yeah. So here, I know I definitely can live one attack from Gengar. I'm not max special defense, but I have a lot of special defense. I have enough speed to outspeed a Gengar after a Tailwind. So, knowing I could live, I just set up my Tailwind because I want to go for a strategy I went for against Darkspark and the Dendemil Dragonites, where I was able to just roost off his ice type attacks. And I forgot that Gengar had gotten Dazzling Gleam. So I kind of had to hope he wouldn't have it. But I mean, my team is like half weak to Fairy. So
yeah,
I guess I should have expected him to have it, no doubt. And so I just set up my Tailwind here. And so he's faster, of course. And he sets up his +1, and I'm like, oh, maybe it does KO. Like, I figured at this point he would just start setting up. And let's see, I get my leftovers recovery, and maybe even roosting here would have been a better play, just to see if I would live from full. But I wanted to get that damage off because
I think at +1 that would have been tough. I think the fall play is the best choice.
Because I get a lot of damage.
Yeah, it was huge damage.
And I was kind of upset that I got disabled though.
Yeah. Oh, that Max Starfall.
Yeah, that Max Starfall really put in that work. +1. I don't know. It doesn't matter what type of special defense I'm running on Mandibuzz. Here, so I have the Rindo Berry, and I bring my max defense Gastrodon, and on a special attacker at +1. And I go for an Earthquake, assuming I'd live. Like, I want to say I should have definitely paid attention to how my team would have ran, because, I thought I was kind of safe behind the Rindo Berry also. And as we can see, I get obliterated even with it. So I mean, that was a huge shock to me. And plus, what happened? Oh, I had the tailwind up. I didn't think I'd be faster, but I thought at least I'd live one. The thing is, though, let's say if I did live, since he set up the grassy terrain, Earthquake is weakened. So, yeah, on that point, like, Earthquake wouldn't have done that much. I want to say here, for the end, I should have went for a nasty plot because a tailwind is set up. There's no way he lets his Gengar just go down, you know. I have the Moringa Berry, I believe, this week, which increases your special defense after you get hit by a special attack. So maybe, like, I should have definitely lived, even at +1. Actually, I don't even know. If he went for Dazzling Gleam, I believe I lost, actually.
Yeah, I think you lose.
So I think going for the nasty plot would have still been the better play because, like, for the long run, I would have needed the nasty plot for, like, the rest of his team.
Yes. Well,
so,
and it wouldn't have even mattered because, I mean, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but the damage that you put off on Serena, even I think, I don't know if Nasty Plot would have got you anywhere.
Definitely not. After seeing, what is that, 10%? That power whip.
Not much.
The only thing I might say is, like, let's say I nasty plotted, I would have gotten an extra turn of the grassy terrain maybe ending on the next one, and it wouldn't have been a grassy terrain boosted power whip. I might have lived one, you know, but I want to say it was a good game. I wasn't afraid to lose. I definitely didn't want to go in losing, but, you know, like I said, I will face up against Blado in the playoffs if I win the first week. So I didn't want to super prep for this battle because if I do go up against him again, you know, I would, like, have, like, a better prep team. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you had a little bit of a situation kind of similar to why I had whatever week it was, week prior, 2 weeks ago, of just you prep for one team and they come completely different.
Yeah.
Been there. You know, I prep. I can't remember what week it was, but I prepped for walls, and then there were no walls. It was like, God.
Yeah, that mammoth swine. Oh man.
You walk in looking for sun. It's like, what's going on here?
It's like cloudy, thunderstorms. I'm like, bro, I thought, where's the sun? Like,
yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I want to say, you know, it was a good battle. Looking forward to how yours go turn out.
Let's jump into it. All right, so I've got mine up here on the screen, you guys, and we are going to jump into my Week 11 matchup. All right, so I went up against Coach Squid, and I basically did have a prep plan right away. I was like, he's got Rabambi. He's brought it 8 out of 10 matches. It's been his leadoff in every single one that I can see. I was ready to just run a Webs battle at the beginning here, and I was going to 100% fire Galvantula. What?
I definitely want to say that you've been doing great on the predictions. Getting 5 out of the 6 here was huge.
Yeah,
you can continue.
Sorry about that. Helped out. Yeah, my predictions are getting a little bit better. So I wanted to hit Rabambi with a Thunder, and it didn't happen, so I was like, whatever, I guess. I don't really want to switch and take unnecessary damage at the start of a battle. I hate always being behind, so I just fire off a Thunder because it's doing big damage, as you can see there. And I get the Para, which is lucky. But then this is a huge moment in the battle. This is big time luck for me. The Rock Blast only hit twice. That was big. Rock Blast instead of Stone Edge was huge. Great play from Squid. Super lucky for me. I can KO this thing. Yeah, I got lucky. That's all it was.
You know, this thing could hit from 2 to 5 times, you know, without having skill link. And I want to say him only getting those 2 hits like really hurt because it allows you to set up the screens here. I mean, the screens, sorry, the webs here. And like, as we can see, you know, in the battle, it takes you a long way.
Yeah. Webs were very important. And what I thought there was I can either switch, or I can either take out the Crustle, not switch. I can either take out the Crustle with a Thunder and risk whatever comes in KOing my Galvantula, who only has 5 HP, which is bad. Bullet Punch from Lucario, any kind of priorities, Shadow Sneak from Aegislash, and Rabombi, who outspeeds me with a base 124 speed, like, I can just get wrecked, and then I'll never get my webs up. So getting the webs out was important to me, and here's where I'm kind of like just trying to feel out the battle. It takes me a while to make my pick, as you can see. So I think about like setting up Grimmsnarl, which didn't really work out to my benefit, but I thought I'd kind of get set up and ready to kind of run possibly to get this thing's attack boosted with the G-Max, and so that's exactly what I go for, thinking he won't switch into Aegislash on a possible G-Max snooze, and he does actually switch and save Crushel, which surprises me, and then the Quillfish's name is Scythe. I 100% thought that was Aegislash coming in.
Yeah.
I was like, what a prediction!
I wanna say, like, aside from that, a little bit about team prepping. I want to say Salazzle looks great. Off screen we had talked about it a little bit, but I want to say even with the Crustle, it like a flamethrower would hit that thing hard. So even bringing in Salazzle and just going for a flamethrower would have been huge. I don't disagree with the wanting the setup on Crustle, because I'm watching the battle before and I'm like, yeah, I think that was a great play too. Just going for the max knuckle, getting that extra damage and start setting up. But yeah, like even going Salazzle there, because you got from left to right, we got poison move, fire move, poison or fire move, Quillfish, like I said, you can't really touch. But then Crustle, at that percent, it was done.
Yeah. So I fire off the Max Knuckle, which honestly just gets me back to neutral. And I go for the Max Snooze, and this is the second time, and the first time since Bishmii told me how Yawn or G-Max Snooze works. This is the first time I've gotten it since Bishmii burst my bubble that it was not 100%.
Yeah.
So I think that's great, and it's actually forcing him, I think, to switch, because I don't think he wants Quillfish to go to sleep. So he hit me with an acid spray, which lowered my SPDEF, and I don't really, whatever. For me, it's like, I don't care. I'm still going to go Max Snooze again. Now, another thing about Max Snooze is going for it twice in a row resets it. I was like, maybe I'll catch something coming in. I don't think he stayed in Quillfish. I call it right, but he goes out to Crustle, which is fantastic, because it's already parried, it's kind of toss away, and we just end up KOing it. And it was pretty good. So Grimmsnarl's looking decent here. I'm going to be coming out of my G-Max, which is annoying, and that's where I was like, oh, he could possibly go Appleton, and I was kind of like, oh, I should have probably put a fairy move on here, but I didn't add Spirit Break or anything. And then I was like, well, he might go for the KO with the Moonblast, so I'm going to go taunt just on the offhand that he's trying to KO me, and then webs on the next turn. And this is another one. I think this is just kind of a good play for me. He went for webs, so the taunt was able to get off, and then I go for the T-Wave to cripple the speed. So now he can't outspeed the rest of my team, and he can't get his webs up while he's still out right now.
Yeah, I want to say that was huge, because even, like, let's say he just went for the Moonblast KO, you taunted it, so even after he wouldn't be able to defog it, defog your webs, and then, or even set up his own to like tie the speed. So I want to say, like, that was an amazing play. And then also the play before with your last turn of G-Max, you even called it yourself, he's not going to let his Quillfish go to sleep here. Let me just go for another G-Max snooze. I know you were looking for like boosting your attack again, but you were like, maybe he brings an Aegislash on that. So, going for the G-Max snooze was always the good, safe option, which, it was a great move. And then after that, I want to say, like, you played your Galvantula and your Grimmsnarl really well this match.
Yeah, a little bit, there's a little bit too much sack. I mean, I sacked him a little bit too easily, and maybe I need to go a little bit further with some of my Pokemon, but I go Hitmonchan on the Rabombi because I do have multiple ways to hit it. I can go Bullet Punch, and I can go Fire Punch. And I kind of messed up there. I probably should have gone Fire Punch, instead of Bullet Punch because I didn't want to show him that I had Bullet Punch priority on the Fairy type Ribombee. And Fire Punch would have done a lot of good damage to Ribombee, and I probably would have done a little bit more than Bullet Punch did to Appleton. And that way I could have got him on the next turn if he was going to Moonblast my Hitmonchan, who was max Spadef with Assault Vest. The Moonblast was only doing 52 to 60%, so I should have been okay. I should have taken one no problem, and then I could have KO'd him with Bullet Punch on the end. So I messed up there. That was one thing I observed after watching my battle back.
For that, the Fire Punch was like a better move overall. You want to say with him having 4 Pokemon like kind of weakish fire.
Yep.
Plus the Profish, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Definite misplay from me. I went Inteleon on the Appleton, hard Inteleon, because it's Inteleon, and I love Inteleon. And here I did bring Air Slash this week just for some possible antics with Ribombee and with Appleton here, with possibly flinching it. I do love flinches, you guys know that. And I was hoping to get it, and then I'm glad I didn't too, because I didn't say it in my video, but thank God I didn't try to go for an Air Slash flinch, because you can't flinch a G-Max Dynamax.
Yeah, those Max Moms, they don't care about nothing.
Nope.
Something that surprised me here was that he didn't have the grass move, you know, as the Quake, and I think like just going for a grass move would have definitely obliterated, because if we think about it, he's at +1 attack now. And Inteleon, like, he didn't eat it, but, you know, it wasn't an Oko.
I think he did it on purpose. I think he might have had the grass move, but I think he was holding on because he was setting up. He was trying to get this thing ready to take on the rest of my team. So he was thinking that if Salazzle comes in to try and fire something off, you know, whatever, get out of here. You know, and then on this next turn here too, he's still continuing to set up, and he got rid of the Inteleon after not taking too much damage. I'm surprised. Honestly, I'm shocked that he takes it. It must have been max HP, max Spadef. I know Coach Squid did message me and say it was max Spadef to take on Inteleon, and I was like, all right, you know, I get that, but I'm still shocked. Because Inteleon's usually somebody who just murders these grass dragons with Ice Beam.
Yeah, and then like the only thing is that with Appleton, you know, that thick fat ability, having the ice type moves or fire type moves against it, you know, that definitely comes in clutch.
Yeah. So I bring out Mimikyu because I was like, I can get +1 on him with a Swords Dance, because he only got the +1 in defense from the curse, and that damage from the Ice Beam made me think, alright, he's not as defensive. He goes with Max Steel Spike, gets another setup, so now I'm just even, I'm hitting him neutrally, and I was very scared that this was not going to do enough. I got through the G-Max, and thankfully, it didn't even need a crit. I was able to KO it, so this thing literally probably didn't have a defensive build to it. It was probably reliant 100% on those cursed defense boosts.
Right. Yeah, and I could see it, you know, just running max special defense and then maybe cursing up a couple times. He knew he could live a Ice Beam, so he just went for the more Spadef.
Yeah.
On the Inteleon.
Here's where I gamble, big time, and it's kind of a bummer because I would have been really interested to see how this battle would have gone, or what would have happened right here had I clicked Shadow Sneak instead of trying to out-predict. I'm trying to think that he's going to go for a King Shield. I really wanted him to go King Shield so I could get +4, and then I could Shadow Sneak on the next turn. And he calls my bluff, and he just attacks with an Iron Head. He goes straight for it, which is interesting because I don't know how much Shadow Sneak would have done. I didn't calc it or anything afterwards, but I mean, I probably would have been next to, if not KOing him.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to say that was a gamble too. You know, it's like, does he go for the King Shield? Does he go for the Shadow Sneak of his own? It's like, you know, you're not sure what exactly move your opponent is gonna click, and like at that moment, like I want to say I would have been like exactly in your situation. Like, do you call the bluff or do you go for the sneak? And it was just a hard call, I want to say.
Yeah, it was tough. And so it didn't work out to our favor there. And he goes King Shield, get back into the stance, and I was like, all right, he shouldn't be able to KO me with Aegis Slash, and I still don't know if he's a physical or special attacker. But it will be interesting because I am holding red cards still. I didn't change up too much from my week prior. I left my sets mostly the same. Changed just like a handful of things around. So Salazzle, yeah, like you've said a couple of times now, Salazzle looks really great in this battle. I really was not expecting my non-choice spec Salazzle to do that much through the shield.
Yeah. If you were specs, man,
it would have been gone. It would have been gone for sure. Specs would have been really bad for me. The red card goes off, and it's interesting. This is another huge luck moment for me. If it was Quillfish, that would have been very bad. But we got Rabombi, and this is absolutely fantastic for me. Honestly, I'm sitting here trying to predict. I'm thinking he's got to be thinking I'm going flamethrower. There's a chance based on the damage on Aegis Slash he may be thinking I'm specs. And so I thought maybe he was going to switch out into Quillfish, which is why I go Sludge Wave instead of Flamethrower, so that I can hit the Quillfish with the Sludge Wave coming in. And because he's not going to go Aegis Slash or Lucario on a Flamethrower. And here's where, I think, like, okay, maybe I can catch this switch. He's keeping Rabombi around for later, maybe. But he lets me take it out, and it's not even Focus Sashed.
I was surprised he wasn't Focus Sash, honestly, because he usually runs the Focus Sash Rabombi, so not seeing it there was definitely a surprise to me. I love the poison move, expecting him to stay in or maybe even go into Quillfish, because you don't let Lucario or Aegis Slash switch into a fire move, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I want to say, like I said before, Salazzle just starts flamethrowing, starts setting his team on fire.
Salazzle has a fantastic special attack base, and it's so strong and it's so fast, and it can be a really clutch member. It's just so frail. Now I'm getting lucky. I'm getting hit with things like Iron Head and Shadow Sneak, so I'm not taking a lot of damage. It's so easy for Salazzle to go down, and I'm getting kind of lucky here with what I have, what I've been getting hit with, and I think there's a possibility my opponent maybe misplayed a little bit on the Aegis Slash and stuff, and not going Quillfish instead. Leaving the Aegis Slash in to take that big flamethrower instead of going into Quillfish to try and hit me with a Scald. They weren't sure if Quillfish would have lived. I fire off this Sludge Wave. I was trying to debate between Toxic and Sludge Wave, which you can see Sludge Wave didn't do much damage. But if I would have caught it on a switch, it would have went down.
Yeah, if you caught the Quillfish coming in on a switch, it would have done a lot more. And I want to say the flamethrower or the Sludge Wave has the same amount of damage doing to Quillfish, because they're both stab, they're both not very effective in being a water and poison type. Yeah. So the flamethrower would have done just about the same amount of damage. So this thing was always 2-hit KO'd if it switched in.
Yeah.
So the battle timer was going, and that always impacts players. They start making decisions and they start going quick. Here is a clutch moment because I pulled it back from being down 4-2. Salazzle brought me back into this, and Hitmonchan cleans this up. I get the strongest of drain punches from it. Oh my god,
That was a tough hit.
It got the drain punch on Quillfish, which I was concerned about. About that one. Finishing it up, and I'm able to pick up the 1-0 win, and that'll do it. We will make playoffs. It's already official. I'm in. I end the season up 6-5. Bishmii ended the season 6-5.
Yes, sir.
It was a clutch game here, week 11, to get that playoff spot.
Lots of ups and downs in the season for both of us. And yeah, I mean, it was a tough last matchup for me. Squid brought really a great team. Played very well. There was a little bit of luck that rolled for me, and then there were probably a few misplays on both parties that I think helped me bring it back at the very end. So
yeah, so like that just goes back to show like that those webs playing a big part, making this whole team slower. You didn't have to worry about your mons being slower at all for the rest of the battle. Even though you said Salazzle's so fast, Hitmonchan, I think it's a little slower, or a little on the slower side. Yeah, he's like base 76. So Lucario would have outsped if the webs weren't up, and that's why you want to say, him not being able to get that more than 2 hits on the Rock Blast at the very start of the battle pretty much set it up for you to make your plays here and there. It was a little up and downs, especially with the Mimikyu, but you got to roll the dice, and it worked out.
Big time.
This was probably like my favorite battle of the season. Down to the wire, you never knew who was gonna win.
Yeah, it was
like the last 2 turns.
I mean, if you watch the battle back, there's I think 2, maybe 3 times where I'm sitting over there saying GGs to Coach Squid because I thought I'd lost it.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was a way for me to come back, and the big plays that surprised me were Mimikyu being able to KO the Appleton.
Yeah,
and I think the damage
neutral
from Salazzle coming off and doing as much damage as it did to Aegislash, leaving it kind of helpless. I mean, I think had Squid saved that instead of going Aegislash and going Quillfish, and then he probably would have KO'd with his Scald. It was interesting to see that he was a special attacking Quillfish instead of a physical attacking Quillfish.
Yeah, but that special attack is abysmal.
55. Yeah, so interesting matchup. Very, very, very interesting. So, what do you think, Bishmii? Should we tell them what's happening for playoffs? I mean, should we get into the playoff picture? Being that we both made it.
Yeah, we did.
Eked out the whatever you call it. What is it? The 6-5 records to match.
Yeah. We're both 6-5 records in the playoff. No, not the playoff. In the power rankings, we're ranked number 6 and 7. There's also another power rankings coming up, which I think I would drop. Obviously, I did lose and you did win, so I'm not sure if they just keep it the same. But I'm looking forward to seeing that, headed into playoffs.
So I've got the league standings for the finish of the SRL Season 2. This is the regular season final standings. I was able to actually jump 2 spots in the rankings with this win.
Yeah.
I jumped Bishmii to take the 3rd spot in the league, and I was battling back and forth for the 4th and 5th spot with, I believe, the St. Louis Swablues and the Falador Flapples. So I believe the St. Louis Swablues are in, because I think Falador lost by 4.
Yeah, they lost to Dendemile.
4, I think?
Yeah, 4-0.
Yeah. So their differential dropped too much for them to make it in. And yeah, so we're in there. And who are we playing next week, Bishmii?
Well, I mean, I believe for the first round of the playoffs, it's the 3rd and 4th seeds. So if you guys look, it looks like the New York Knicks will be playing off against the Fargo Phalanx once again. Redemption match.
3 and 4. Here we go.
Oh man.
Not gonna lie, it kind of would have been interesting had I ended at the 5th spot. Had I ended up clinching 5th and going up against Sen,
who I picked up a 4-0 against. That would have been a very interesting matchup to play. I'm his only loss on the season, so it would have been fun to rematch him.
Looking at it like he's just 10, and then that one, that one goes to you,
Oh, he gets 2 bye weeks? Interesting.
Yeah, so it'll be a 5th and 2nd seed and 3rd and 4th seed, and then he's just waiting on the winners.
I suppose, yeah.
So you would have faced off against Blattle, the previous champion,
who I've also played this year, and yeah, it'll be a tough one. So yeah, Bishmii and I are going to. It looks like we're going to be matching up, and I'm super excited about that one. Our last match, as you guys remember, was a timer at 5-5.
5-5 timer.
So we'll try to play better this time. We've played each other twice, once on camera, once off camera. We've done 11 weeks of draft analysis videos on each of our matches from each angle. I think that there's nobody in the league that knows my team better than Bishmii does, aside from myself.
Right. Yeah.
And I think vice versa.
Yeah.
So it'll be it'll be interesting to see if anybody surprises anybody.
Yeah.
This could be Onyx's first match.
Oh, I was gonna say the same for Blossom. I was so ready to bring Blossom against Blattle for this week, expecting Sun, but it's still a grass type, and it would get flamed against like a Ninetales or a Weather Ball from Venusaur. But I mean, it might have to come out to play today. To have it. Yeah, I would love to see Onyx, but do what you got to do. So I mean, what are you planning on bringing?
Pokemon.
Okay, yeah.
How about you?
That. Probably like 6 Weezings.
Nice, I like it. I'm gonna be bringing War Greymon, probably Patamon.
Those Digimon.
Dark Magician, he'll be in there. I think I've got a Blue Eyes Ultimate White Dragon.
Shuriken.
Shuriken will be the final. Yeah. Don't even ask to see Shuriken. She'll come out and wreck you.
Yeah. And Salty Shuriken. Yeah, those are.
It's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be a tough round 1 matchup, and I'm excited for it. 2 and 5 play, which is the Helgen Hydreigons, which is Blattle. Good luck to St. Louis. Tough match with Helgen Hydreigons.
EJ coming in and picking up the team. I think he picked it up week 2 or week 3.
Who?
And then he was from the St. Louis Swabbles, Coach EJ, I believe.
No, I don't think he's a stand-in.
Yeah.
Is he?
I
didn't know anyone else quit other than the Dutch Darmanitan.
Was the Dutch Darmanitan and the St. Louis Swabbles, because I remember we team prepped for like a whole different team, and then he had the Dracovish team and he dropped it. I don't know if you remember that.
Okay, I think I feel like I remember that. All right, yeah, that sounds familiar. Well, that concludes the SRL's regular season 2. This was my first time in it, and my first draft league that I've been able to make it through a full regular season. This is my second time ever playing in a draft league, and they're very, very fun. They're tough. They're a lot of work, a lot of dedication. So I want to give a special shout out to all of the coaches and everybody that's made it this far. Fantastic work, everybody. I've enjoyed getting to watch everybody's content on their channels and everything. Hopping out to Twitch to check out Sen and his live matches, or checking out Squid's replays on YouTube and everything. It's been a lot of fun watching everybody's stuff. So it's been very nice to meet you all and to get to battle with you. And an extra shout out to Manny for running just a great league.
This has been, I would say, a near flawless season, outside of, coach drops, which is always inevitable, and always a bummer. So definitely not on the commissioner when that happens. But yeah, just a fantastic season, well run. Anything you want to add, Bishmii?
No, I mean, I want to say you stole the words right out of my mouth. Not trying to sound like I'm copying you too much, but I loved coming into this league. This would be the second league that I finished right after the BSL. I'm glad to make playoffs in the draft league. Well, I mean, I made it in the PWD season 1, but as you said, it kind of fell off. So I'm glad to go up and it seems like it'll definitely be finishing in the SRL. As you said, I loved watching everybody else's battles. Coach Shibby, Sen, Squid, and I feel like I'm missing somebody. But thanks, Manny, for running such a great league. I'm looking forward to doing more stuff with you for the season 3, because I'm kind of confirmed for that, if you guys didn't know. And yeah, I'm looking forward to everyone else who's going to be making content.
Yep. And there's just a quick shout. There's also a handful of the coaches in this league coming over for the PWD season 2. The commissioner from this league as well, Manny, will be joining us. So very, very excited. All right, well that'll do it for us, you guys. Make sure you guys check out the link below. That's for Bishmee's channel. If you haven't already, if you don't know who he is, get over to his channel, drop that sub, show that love. Drop a like on the video. Of course, if you're new here, drop that sub to Shiny Shuriken. Keep on coming back for more Shiny Shuriken content. These draft analysis videos, we say it every week, they are a little bit more on the longer side, but they're fun to do. They're a way to break down battles, give you guys our thought process, and an easy way to learn some more about competitive Pokemon play. So, let's see. I think that's it, isn't it, Bishmii? Is that our final analysis, or we're obviously going to do playoffs.
Yeah. I'm not even sure how playoffs will run though. Like, do they do them like straight in the week, or do they do them like weekly? I'm confused.
If they're straight in a week, that's gonna be tough.
Back to back, yeah. But I mean, I would definitely love to like recap the whole playoffs. Not to watch everybody's battle back, but to highlight on a couple things here and there. This will be, like you said, the last weekly analysis for the regular season of the SRL season 2, and it's been fun. Guys like the video, make sure to leave a like.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Well, that's going to do it for us on the SRL draft analysis videos for the regular season, you guys. We'll catch you back after the playoffs conclude between Bishmii and I, or conclude in total.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see where it happens, but either way, after our next battle, we'll get a video up, and of course, make sure to come on back and check out the playoff videos for both Bishmii and mine, going up against each other. The Fargo Phalanx take on the New York Nickets in the first round of the playoffs. So, we'll catch you guys later. See ya.